What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video. Pretty much in this video we're going to go through a bit of a workout again, a little bit different to last time because I've actually got a training partner this time, and we're going to go through another push workout. This workout will be push 2 in my ultimate push-pull legs program. The one you're seeing in the first video was push day 1. So we're going to get that done. We're heading to the gym now, and then we're pretty much going to go through a Q&A today. I had a lot of questions after my first video, so I'm going to run through them, and I also put up a bit of a Q&A on my Instagram. We'll run through as many questions as we can. I don't want the video being as long as the last one. We'll maybe cap it at 5 to 10 questions, depends how long they take to answer. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. What is going on, guys? Today's workout is going to be a push workout, and get ready for the sick edit.
So I won't hold back, and you should know that what's never good just had regrets. So I won't go back, oh, but I got me to forget the time I lost, the regrets. Moonshine back again.
That is today's workout done. If you want to try this workout, you can grab this program from the website below. Hope you have a good day. The workout's done. So I'm going to go through some questions, like I said earlier in the video. I asked this on Instagram, and I got a fair few on here, as well as I got some asked in person, which I'm going to explain as well. So the first one would have been, I got asked in the gym why I split up my 2 meals, because I ate the same thing. So it was chicken and rice. I didn't actually split up 2 meals, I just had 2 separate meals. I think the person got confused and thought that I had 2 separate meals that was meant to be one, but it was just 2 separate meals. That chicken and rice meal, ideally, I wouldn't be having 400 grams of chicken in one meal. That's why it's 2 different meals, because it's 200 grams of chicken in each meal. It's just the rice, I have it from a microwave pack, so I split it into 2 different serving sizes. As on the pack, it is meant to be 2 servings. I could have it in one and have a bigger meal, but then my other meal would have 0 carbs, and I like to, I guess, have a small amount of carbs in each meal rather than a whole bunch in one. I feel a lot better, especially with work, because I work split shifts. So that's that question. Do you think body dysmorphia amongst men is having an impact on their mental health? 100%. I have had, like, I feel tiny. I was always that skinny kid growing up, so I guess I've always aligned myself still as that person. I've always felt like that skinny kid at school. When I first started training, I was 61 kilos at 6 foot. The heaviest I got was 105. Inside me, I'm still that little insecure kid that got picked on. So I think body dysmorphia is prevalent in males. They just don't realize how big they are. Or they have with PT, I guess I find a lot of people, especially males, have perceived body that they think they need to get to, like Chris Hemsworth or someone like that, which is probably never going to happen for most people. It's very genetics based. I've had clients walk in and show me a picture of Jeff Seed and be like, I want to look like him. And I'm like, well, your clavicles aren't long enough to look like him anyway, and your waist is too thick. So already that person is going to have a negative attachment to the gym, because they're never going to get what they actually truly want. That's why I always preach on my Instagram, be the best version of you that you can be. Don't try to be me, or don't try to be someone else, because you're never going to be that person. What would you say the biggest hurdle about training for comp in COVID has been? Well, I got fucking COVID. That sucked. I had 2 weeks off the gym. I had a couple of days off my diet, but I tried to track still. I lost my taste, I lost my smell. I didn't want to eat rice and chicken. It was weird. I really felt like I needed texture. So I changed it to bread. I was having bread and chicken. It was a really odd combination for dinner. But yeah, I guess that, and maybe not knowing what's going to happen. Nationals and the Arnold Classic has already been cancelled. So already is it going to happen? Last year nearly all the comps got cancelled. The year before nearly all the comps got cancelled. I guess being 6 weeks out from a comp, what's going to happen? But you can't control anything that's happening in the world right now. You can only control what you can control. So I can control my diet, I can control my training. I'm not going to stress about maybe the comps being cancelled. That's where my mindset is. I know my partner, ICN, hasn't been cancelled at all, so I know she will probably compete. But IFBB is a little bit different, because I find if they have to cancel some in other states, then they'll cancel the whole lot. Do you have cheat meals? No, I don't. I do not have cheat meals. I do not believe in cheat meals, and I do not assign cheat meals to my clients. Cheat meals are pretty much controlled binge eating, which ends up being uncontrolled. And then binge eating is going to lead to binge and purge cycles. And I've been there in one of my comps. So I don't let my clients have untracked cheat meals. There's no point. I've said a lot on my Instagram about my eating disorder and what I had. And some people are fine. Some people can go out and have one burger with some chips as their cheat meal, and that's completely fine. But that burger tends to then go to 2 burgers and chips. 2 burgers and chips and a packet of M&Ms. And then I'm gonna add some ice cream in there. That ice cream ends up being a whole tub, a whole litre tub. I would rather have my clients have a tracked cheat meal, something that has the calories either on the website or at the actual restaurant, and then they're not going to go over their calories too much and they stay fat burning the whole week. What tends to happen, especially with males, but it's becoming more prevalent with females now as well, is they have this huge, massive binge. It takes 3 to 4 days for their body to level out again and start fat burning, and then they binge again. And then after comp, what happens is they end up in the binge purge cycle and massive emotional attachment to food, and they can't get out of it. So I'd rather not put my clients in that at all. I do let my clients have 1 or 2 things a day that I guess you could say is not healthy, like a paddle pop, like I had in my last video. That paddle pop is like 80 or 90 calories. It's 14 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fat, and like 6 grams of protein. It's nothing compared to how many calories I'm having. And that one little snack satisfies me. If that was a tub of ice cream where I guess I'm not unwrapping it and it's not in serving sizes. Like some coaches will let their clients have 50 grams of ice cream. That 50 grams is going to look so stupid in a big bowl, and they'll scoop more in there. They'll lick the spoon, that's untracked. And then that ice cream tub's open. It's so easy just to grab more. So I don't let my clients do that either. Macro targets, eating enough protein or too much. Well, you should be having enough protein for your body. Science shows that 1.8 grams to 2.5 grams per kilo of body weight is how much protein you should be having. I'm on a higher end of the scale. I'm about 2.5 to 2.8. And if I had another client maybe on performance enhancing drugs as well, then I could have them up to 3 grams per kilo of body weight. Obviously their protein synthesis is going to be higher and they're going to utilize more of that protein, unlike a natural person. Protein is really satisfying. It's the most satisfying macronutrient, and it's also the most thermogenic. So when you talk about the thermogenic effect of food, protein has the most effect. So I like to have comp prep clients at the higher end of the scale. Let's just say a 50 kilo female, what would I put her on? I would probably put her on 2.2 to 2.5 grams per kilo of body weight, and you don't need any more than that. But you should be at least getting that. Do you do cardio? I change a lot during my comp preps. I like to experiment on myself so I can know what to do for certain people. So every comp prep I've had, I've done something completely different. This one now, I haven't implemented any full cardio yet, but I will be implementing some RPM bike first thing in the morning. Fasted 5 times a week, rather than dropping my calories any lower than what they already are. And I'll see what my body does, and then I'll analyze it and change it from there. My last comp prep, I didn't do any cardio, I just tracked my steps. My steps got up to 15,000 a day. I don't include that as cardio. I'm not really training my cardiovascular system. It's just slow walking. Why do you hate the Stairmaster? So I get this all the time on Instagram. I don't dislike the Stairmaster for normal people, I just don't like it for people during comp prep. The cumulative fatigue you get from Stairmaster compared to something like low impact bike riding or incline walking on a treadmill, which will burn about the same amount of calories, but way less fatigue. Stairmaster, I find, it's hard when I talk about it because some people are like, oh, I love the Stairmaster, I sweat on it. It's not always about sweat. Burning fat is not about sweat. And they say afterwards they feel fucked. You don't want to feel fucked from your cardio. You want to feel fucked from your training. And when something impacts your training, that's where you're going to lose muscle. I find a lot of coaches just give the Stairmaster because it's hard. It makes the client feel like they're working. I don't like it, I guess, because it's a little bit higher impact. Like you wouldn't do bodyweight squats non-stop for 45 minutes for your cardio. So why would you do Stairmaster? Your fatigue's going to be massive. Your leg sessions are going to suffer. I've talked to a few really high-end strength and conditioning coaches as well, and they would never give their football players and basketball players high amounts of Stairmaster because of cumulative fatigue. Yeah, anyway, I think most people do it because Kai Green did it. Like hoodie on, dark room, early in the morning, on the Stairmaster, leaning over it so you're taking half your body weight anyway. What does your training look like? So cheeky plug in that training video, but that's the program that I follow. It's a push-pull leg split, and I like to follow it as 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. I find I recover better that way rather than training 6 days in a row, but it ends up being an 8-day split. Most people like to train chest on Mondays, back on Tuesdays. So when every week that changes, it's hard to train with someone else, and it's hard to train in general because every week it changes. But I train by myself in the middle of the day, so that's all good. It's called undulating periodization. So as my volume goes higher, my intensity goes down. And then as soon as my intensity ramps back up, my volume goes down. And then I structure it in 8-week mesocycles with 1 week deload in between. My deload week consists of 2 days off, 3 days 50% volume, and 60% of my, I guess, the weight that I was previously doing, and then 2 days off again, and then I start the next mesocycle. So if you want that program, jump on my website, have a look at it. You can also sign up to my training app. Does your dick still work? At the moment, it works. Like, it kind of works anyway. It works if it gets into the groove. But I'm a bit fatigued right now that I don't really want it. It's getting there. About 4 weeks out, it's probably gonna be an empty slug. It's just gonna lay there. So, it is what it is. It happens every comp prep, so that's fine. It's gonna be the question, does your dick still work?
Yes, it does.
Oh yeah, but it's not going to. Yeah, not on the, I'm not putting that in. Get out of the picture, go poop or something. I'm gonna put that in the video.
No.
What motivates you to train and diet like the way I do? Motivation is overrated. Motivation is a spark in time that is over within a second. Discipline, however, the action of doing what I do over and over again, day in, day out. You can watch a YouTube video and be motivated for a split second, and then as you're driving to the gym, get unmotivated. You need to practice discipline if you want to be in this for the long game. Your discipline, your desire, your want, your passion, those will be the things that will carry you through to your ultimate goal. I'm unmotivated all the time. Some days I'll wake up and I don't want to do my cardio. I don't want to go to the gym. The amount of times I've sat in my car out the front of the gym just going, I don't want to fucking train today. But what do? I practice discipline. I get out of the car, I start training. And some of those workouts are the best workouts I've ever had. 2 or 3 sets in, I'm ready, I'm going. I love this shit. When you're 3 weeks out from a comp and you wake up hungry, you go to bed hungry, you're hungry all day, you're completely fatigued that your legs can barely lift off the ground, you trip over your own feet because your legs aren't lifting your shoes off the ground. You can't rely on motivation during those times. That's just sheer discipline. I guess you need to find your want, you need to find your why. Once you find your why and it's strong enough, then motivation's not going to matter. I hope you enjoyed that video. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. And remember, eat fresh, be fresh, and live fresh.